Hey, what's up traders? Welcome back to Forex Gym. This is daily Forex analysis for 4th of March 2020. In this video today, I'm going to analyze 4 currency pairs, also entries, exits and stop losses that you can maximize your profits in the future. We're going to start off with Euro against Australian dollar, US dollar against Canadian dollar, Euro against US dollar, and we're going to finish with US dollar against Swiss franc. Also, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. I'm making daily as well as weekly market analysis. We are starting off daily chart of Euro against Australian dollar. This currency has this nice uptrend, and then since that is trying to find levels. If we zoom in, it gapped on Sunday and then it went down, and after yesterday and day before it put this these spinning top candles, and after it's now starting to come slowly coming down. If we look at the closely on hourly chart, yesterday it has these small downtrend. It came down and took out this low, and then it retraced back up and now is coming back down again. So as we can see, it failed to take out this low, which I think that there is going to be quite a bit of orders down here, down about this low, and price wants to come down and suck all these orders before it continues to go up. As of the entries, I'm looking at down to this low, so I'm waiting to the price to take out this little low down here and get this order about this same levels at these, and then this still nice support. You got daily S1 as well, and a bit further down there is this weekly pivot. I will go and show down here. Got this weekly pivot no further down, so price might come down and take out that low, or maybe even go a bit further and marginally touch this weekly pivot before it goes up. So as of the entries now, let's discuss. I'm looking as of the first entry, the potential if it sets up, I'll be looking at 168.40 zone, and for the stop down to around 20 pips, and around 20 pips stop. And then if it does not work and it goes further down, I'll be looking for this pivot, this weekly pivot, and see to give it another try on this weekly pivot for the another chance for the long side. So for now this one, and as of the targets, I would be looking at down up these highs around 170.80 zone, roughly about 70 pips depending where you get on, so 55 to 70 pips. And then if you want to hold it for further up, you certainly can. If we go to the bigger time frames, there's a more potential. If you want to hold the position, you certainly can for another 100 and 200 pips, but then of course you are taking the risk that the price might come down and stop you out. And the following currency is US dollar against Canadian dollar. The price been retracing since it's gapped on Sunday. It retraced down to these highs about 133.15, and it has a bit of a bounce. Yesterday it came up and now it's coming down again, which I mentioned this on my weekly video that I was expecting to price to come down about 133.00, which it got pretty close, 133.13. if you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend. And for now I'm waiting this, if we go to the shorter time frame, I'm waiting for this price to come down a little bit more about this area, 133, 35, 30 zone, and see if I can get an entry around where that daily S1 is towards the long side, because the big trend is still up, even though it hit that good resistance on the higher time frames, and it retraced, so this nice retracement, and now it's still playing around, but I'm still looking this currency to go higher. So now let's discuss the potential entries, stop losses and the targets. So as I mentioned already, the entry I'm looking at as of the first entry around 33.30 to 35 zone, about that daily S1 as of the first try, and then if it's still the price still keeps going down and gets my stop, I would give it another try at down to these levels, which is around 33.15. So these are the potential entries, and as of the stop loss goes, you're looking around 15 to 20 pips. You don't want to go more than 20 pips in this case. We want to keep this stop nice and tight because that gives us a nice risk reward at the end. So now have a look at the targets. Let's clear this one up. And as of the targets, you can have two targets. The first one up here, 34.50 zone. You can also take off the profits in here, but that will be too no, actually no, you can't, because there will be around 30 pip stop. No. So the first target would be up here at 34.50. It's a nice risk reward on that, and if you want to hold the position again, you can do that. You can hold it up to here, where this monthly R1 is about 3,500, which gives you a very nice risk reward. I emphasize risk reward all the time, if you notice on my previous videos, because this is one of the first pillars of making money. You have to have a good risk reward ratio, otherwise you won't be able to make money over the long period of time. And one more thing on this USD CAD, that there is a significant news out today. So it's 1:15, you got AUD non-farm payrolls, and at 3 p.m. UK time you have a rate statement and overnight rate, which will affect the market. So make sure you don't caught up in the basically last minute. Don't put the trade with a tight stop, because if market moves very fast and you have a tight stop, you might suffer a lot of slippage. So keep that in mind. If you want to check the news on the currencies and what kind of impacts, there's going to be a link in the description, and check that one out. And up next is euro against US dollar. This pair still looks very nice and strong. I'm still expecting this one to go higher. Now we can see it's retracing a bit, and I'm looking to the zone as 111.25 zone to retrace back down, and I'm gonna go through with the why is that. So 111.25 is these lows. Now let me just bring up a pen. We got down these lows, all these multiple spike lows, and also you get these lows here. So I'm looking at this zone to get into the entry for 125, and if we go to the shorter time frame on the hourly chart, it's around this zone here. So that will be the potential entry for the first attempt, but of course price can also go a bit further down, maybe down here, and even take out this low as well and get these orders in before it continues to go higher. So that's what I'm expecting on the first entry, and again the stops, we want to keep it relatively tight. I would say 20 pips would be a good stop loss for these both of the entries. If you get into here 25, 111.25, and if the price comes down and stops you out for the 20 pips, then you can give it another go with around also 20 or maybe 25 pips, because the target we would be looking to go around this zone. Let's have a look at it. So it's 112.35. That's what you're looking at. And lastly, we've got US dollar against Swiss franc, and this currency has been downtrend for quite a long time, and it still continues to edge even lower. If we have a look at the shorter time frames, 1 hourly chart, I'm waiting for this price to come a bit higher, around where this daily R1 is, maybe a bit lower than daily R1, so roughly about 95, 90 zone, and then I'll be looking to short this currency. So let's go straight into the entries, exit and stop losses. As I mentioned earlier, I'm looking for this entry at 95.95 as the first entry, which positions, if we manage to get on here, and then around 20 pips for this one, I will place it just above this high. And for the potential, also I'm not looking for the second entry. I don't see the second potential entry. It could be up here, but I still need to reanalyze, so I can't say it for now. But certainly as of the first entry in here, but if you place the stop about 20 pips, then it should go above these highs, so that will be fine. So it's only one entry, and the potential target we are looking down to where this monthly S2 is, 94.65 zone. And also the reason why is, if we go to the weekly chart, there is also these multiple lows down here. So we got this low, we got this low, and we got these multiple lows, which happens to be also the monthly S2. Okay guys, this was daily forex analysis for 4th of March 2020. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and make sure to subscribe. I'm making daily and weekly market analysis. Also, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below or DM me on my social media, and the link's gonna be on down to the description.